What's going on, spiritualites? Welcome back for another video. This one's going to be the psychology recap for the last week. And honestly, I could have 2 hours of content for this video of me just going off on everything that happened this last week. But I'm going to try to pack it into about 10 to 15 minutes for you guys. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, for now, let's go ahead and just stick to the charts, and at the end is where I'll wrap some of my personal life and what was going on in the background into it, not going into too much detail. But starting off the week with a win, I mean, that was just a huge confidence boost. I really had been waiting for, just starting off hot. I wanted to see if I could start with a win, stay up, and be up, and go up. And you guys saw the results if you watched the earlier videos, but if you haven't, spoiler alert, like being up 6% this week is just getting just halfway there was awesome. But I will admit that after about the second win, let's see, where is it? Yeah, right here at about Tuesday. After that second win, I started to get nervous. I'm like, okay, wow, I've actually have not taken any monetary losses this whole week. I mean, this whole week being Monday and Tuesday, but still, I was gaining that confidence, thinking about, okay, what could this week possibly be like? And so you're thinking of, okay, well, I'm just going to go on a run here and just get, 20% up this week. And, and you think of those things, you're like, okay, well, also I'm walking on eggshells. Okay, like I haven't lost, so I don't want my next one to be my loss. I don't want my next one to be my loss. So you kind of sit out on the side. And that's when you saw some ghost trading in the middle of the week. And I was like, okay. So, even with winning, you still have up and down emotions. And so I thought that was just really kind of interesting, the way that I was feeling throughout the week. I would say that if I were to choose a strong mental point in the week, I would say when it comes to the personal stuff. So my son's in the hospital and going through what he's going through, and me needing to be there for him, and I ended up taking off work on Thursday, so didn't actually go in. So I was able to be by his side, but also look at my laptop and trade a little bit as well. So staying strong through all that while also keeping a level mind trading, I think that was something that, I mean, I never doubted that I was capable of, but actually seeing it happen in real life like that and play out the way it did just gave me, all the more confidence to know that, hey, whatever is going to get thrown my way, like I'm able to do this. I'm able to be profitable, at least for a certain stints. And if I can just keep these stints going over long periods of time, then sky's the limit. I feel like where I was weak a little bit, or my mental game slipped, or where I lost that little bit of mojo, was when I was taking those ghost trades, and I could have just done a real deal trade. I was already up, so in terms of taking trades, could have taken one or two and still been up on the week, right? And not to mention those one or two would have led to some more wins, which you get into a rhythm, and you really do. And so what I'm learning is I can't be afraid of that rhythm. It's one thing to have that rhythm and back testing, because you're always second guessing, like, well, would I really have taken that trade? Would I really have done that? But in real life, you have an opportunity to actually take that trade, and whether you back out or whether you actually take it is all the difference when it comes to your P&L. So some of those ghost trades and being overly patient after some of those wins, I think would be kind of where I would want to strengthen my mental game up and have a little bit more of an aggressive approach. So as for what I learned throughout this week, I can say that I learned that I can trade from anywhere. I've learned that I can still pull out the laptop if I have to. I could still probably do it on the phone if I needed to. So I think that no matter where I find myself, if I've done my pre investigation on the coins and what I'm thinking about trading it, and I've done my due diligence that way, if I'm out and about and an alert comes out on my phone, or I see something that is looking good on my phone, and I know that I've got the background for the day and I've already done that research, I can go ahead and take those trades. So I'm not saying that I will immediately jump into doing that, but I am starting to gain a little bit of that confidence there as well. So don't need to be trading with all the fancy bells and whistles that I have here in my own space. Moving forward, got to keep the confidence high, keep it going. Confidence does not mean cockiness, arrogance. Not one time do I think I ever was like, oh, I can't lose a single trade. I think more time than not, then it was like, ooh, I don't want to lose my next trade. Ooh, I don't want to lose my next trade. Right. So keeping the confidence high, being like, okay, it doesn't matter if I lose this next trade because at some point I'm going to start winning those trades as I'm seeing now, you know? So don't be scared to lose. Keep your emotions in check and make sure that you have all of the information that you want to have and apply it and go for it. I think that's the one thing that I can say as a last encouragement piece to you guys is just take a look. Take a look at the success I've had. Right? It did not start very pretty. It started with 13 trades in the first week, over trading, trying to make sure that I could show you guys that I gained money, but I ended up losing. And so since then, I've kind of taken a shift in my approach and what I really want to focus on. And, you know, sometimes you take a lot of trades, sometimes you don't. This week, I took a total of, how many trades is this? 6? Took a total of 6 trades. I'm not mad at that. I think I took, this week here. Week 6, 5, 4, 3. Week 3, I took 6 trades as well. So 6 trades seems to be kind of like a nice little medium for me. Again, 13, then I had 4, 4, 2. Well, that's a holiday week, so I don't really count that one. So, yeah, I think maybe 4 to 6 trades. Definitely don't want to see probably 13 again unless I'm just really hot and I'm just rolling. But in that case, that's just a whole different topic. But yeah, I think 6 trades is manageable. And again, use this as encouragement. All right, I started almost 5% down, so work my way back up. Now we're up 6%. So, and that's how this journey is going to go. Right, I fully expect me to be back down below 106 at some point in time. You know, it's not like I'm going to go up in a straight line now that I've got the hang of it, or now that I had a good week. It doesn't work like that. You know, so if it doesn't, that's wonderful. Maybe I'll set a new bar and then maybe I'll have to go below that or whatever the case may be, right? It's not to say that anything will or will not happen. It's just to say that I'm prepared. And when you're prepared and you use proper risk management, over 6 weeks, you should be able to see some improvement. You know, I'm not any different than anybody that's probably watching this video. I found a strategy that I like. I use it to benefit me. There's a million strategies out there. They all work. It's just about the discipline and the risk management that you use. And so I hope you found this video useful. Just some of the things that I really want to express on the psychological side. A lot of people are out here showing the charts and what you need to do and all this kind of things. And even when you look at this chart, all these lines that I have, 200 moving average in the background, I use Fibonacci sometimes. So like all the things, like all that, you find something that works for you and it's going to be possible for you to be profitable. So now, technically I can say, boom, I am a profitable trader. I took $100 and I made 6% off of it. And that was in technically 1 week. Now, it took me 5 weeks to actually get there. But on my 6th week is when I made that almost 6.5%. So very proud of myself for this one. That's the new record, right? That's the personal record for 1 week. Maybe in week 7, who knows? Maybe I'll get 6.5. Maybe I'll get 7%. Maybe I'll get a -4 again. You know, who knows? But I know one thing, I'm going into it confident. I'm going to take the trades with confidence, win or lose. All right. So, like I said, I'm just going to squeeze it into 10 minutes. It could have gone into a lot more about this. But again, there is a mental side to it. There's a reason why I'm dropping one psychology video where we take a break from the charts. We don't really look at that to kind of show you guys like, hey, it's important. You got to make sure your mental's in check, because if it's not, this is not going to work. So with that being said, please keep in mind, this is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. Before you begin investing and or trading your hard-earned money, consider consulting a financial advisor. And just remember, this is the journey, not the highlight reel. Trade smart, live free.